earlier groups I met, I'll talk about two groups. One was the fall of 1959. I was about 5 years old. There's a being that appeared in the hallway of my home. We lived in a rental home. I was with my mom. My older brother was in school. My youngest brother wasn't born yet, and my parents were divorced at that time. The being was about 6 foot, 7 foot tall, and had deep, dark gray, wrinkly textured skin. I called elephant skin alien. It looked at me, used mental telepathy. It says, "Do not be afraid. We will not harm you." And it glided over the surface of the floor, about 1 or 2 inches off the surface. It glided towards me, and it got close to me, and then I lost consciousness. Next thing I know, it ended up on the floor in the back bedroom. I was standing in the hallway, ended up on the floor in the back bedroom. Missing time situation in between. Okay, and then they left. So I thought it was a monster. I had no frame of reference back then. I was 59. And then sometime in my childhood, I drove my bike down to the river. I usually go with other kids. I went there alone, and I was walking along one of the paths, and there's a tall stand of grass, dry grass, 4 feet tall. But I came across what I thought was like a kid, and I said, "Hey, dude," and there was no response. I saw a large head in the tall grass, but most of the body was covered up with grass. So, because most of the image was not visible, I only had a rough outline of a head in the grass. I don't know what that was, but then I seemed to have a missing time experience, and then it was getting dark, and I went back home, and I noticed it was dark, and so that was strange. There could have been a missing time thing. It could have been an abduction by the Greys or something, but I'm not sure about that. Those are my early experiences that I need to let you know. In part two, I'll